Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture of basic chemistry. Here are the table of contents of this series, and in today's learning outcome you will be able to understand about compounds, substances and the molecules. So let's start our lecture with the first topic, compounds. So what is a compound? So it is a substance with a particular ratio of atoms of particular chemical elements which determine its composition and a particular organization which determines chemical properties. So here the particular chemical element determines its composition and its particular organization determines its chemical properties. For example, water is a compound which contains hydrogen and oxygen in the ratio of 2 to 1. 2 are hydrogen and there is a 1 oxygen present in water molecule. With the oxygen atom between the two hydrogen atom, there is an angle of 104.5 degree between them. So compounds are formed and converted by the chemical reactions. So here, by knowing the angle between the atoms, you can understand the chemical properties of that molecule, in this case of water. Okay, and these compounds can be converted by doing some chemical reactions. You all know that water is a very chemically active molecule, right? Now that was about compound. Now let's understand the topic substance. What is a substance? A chemical substance is a kind of matter with a definite composition and set of properties. Okay, and if we speak strictly to the point, that means a mixture of compounds, or we can say elements with compounds. And element is not a chemical substance, but it can be called as chemical. Keep in mind that element is not a chemical substance, it may be called chemical. Okay, so what is substance? It is a mixture of compound, or we can say element with compound is called substance. So most of the substance we encounter in our daily life are some kind of mixtures. For example, air. Air is a mixture of lot of gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, methane, carbon monoxide. Okay, and another examples are alloys, biomass, and there are various. Okay, so the nomenclature of substance is a critical part of the language of chemistry. So generally it refers to a system for naming chemical compounds. Earlier in the history of chemistry, substances were given name by their discoverer, and this often led to some confusion and difficulty. To solve this difficulty, there comes the IUPAC, the Standard Nomenclature of Chemical Substance. It is said by the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, that is IUPAC. So there are well-defined systems in place for naming chemical species. For example, organic compounds are named according to the organic nomenclature system, okay, according to IUPAC. And inorganic compounds are named according to the inorganic nomenclature system. In addition, the Chemical Abstract Service has devised a method to index chemical substances, okay, that is CAS. So in this scheme, each chemical substance is identifiable by a number known as Chemical Abstract Service Registry Number, or we can say CAS registry number. By this registry number, we can easily identify a chemical substance. Okay, so this is done by Chemical Abstract Service. Now we understood that how substances are identified. Now let's talk about molecule. A molecule is the smallest indivisible portion of a pure chemical substance which has its unique set of chemical properties, and it have a potential to undergo certain set of chemical reaction with other substance. Okay, so that is a molecule. However, this definition of molecule only works well for substances that are composed of molecule and not the others. Okay, but that we said that a molecule is the smallest individual portion of a pure chemical substance. Okay, so this definition work only when we are talking about certain kind of substances. Now, molecules are typically a set of atoms bound together by covalent bonds, such that their structure is electrically neutral and all valence electrons are paired with other electrons either in bonds or in lone pair. So, we all know that atoms tend to make bonds with other atom. Okay, they usually don't exist in free state, so they always are making some bonds with other atom. So that's why it is said that the structure should be electrically neutral and all the valence electron present in the atom's outer shell should be paired with other electrons either in bonding form or in lone pairs. Okay, so the molecules exist as electrically neutral unit unlike ions. Ions are electrical unit. Okay, they are not neutral. So when this rule is broken, giving the molecule a charge, then it is sometimes called molecular ion. That means when a molecule is not electrically neutral, it is electrical, then it is called molecular ion or a polyatomic ion. However, the discrete and separate nature of the molecular concept usually requires that molecular ions be present only in well separated form. So, the charged polyatomic collection residing in solids, for example, common sulfate or nitrate ions, these are generally not considered molecules in chemistry. Okay, these are not called molecules because they are polyatomic. Okay, polyatomic ion, for example, common sulfate or the nitrate ion. So, this was about molecule. Now, let us understand what is molecular structure. So, molecular structure depicts the bond and relative position of atoms in a molecule. Okay, it will show you the exact bondings and the relative position of atoms, such as in this figure you can see the molecular structure of paclitaxel. Okay, it is a very tough structure. Okay, you don't need to practice this, it is just for example to show the molecular structure of the molecule. Now let's talk about the inert elements. The inert, or we can say the noble chemical elements such as helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, these are composed of lone atom as their smallest discrete unit. Okay, but the other isolated chemical element consist of either molecule or network of atom bonded to each other, but they are not bonded to any of them. They are composed in a separate lone atoms. Okay, identifiable molecule compose familiar substances such as water, oil, water, air, and many organic compounds. Organic compounds like alcohol, sugar, gasoline, and various pharmaceuticals. Okay, now, one of the main characteristic of a molecule is its geometry, and often we can call its structure. So, while the structure of diatomic, triatomic or tetraatomic molecule may be trivial, means linear, angular, pyramidal and many more. Okay, so the structure of polyatomic molecule that are constituted of more than 6 atoms or it can, and there are several elements which have more than 6 atoms, can be crucial for its chemical nature. So that's all we of for this lesson. We have understood about compound substances and also molecular structures of the chemical chemicals. Now let us discuss some objective questions related to this topic. So first question is, what is the correct angle in water molecule with the oxygen atom between the two hydrogen atom? It is a factual question. So the right answer is option A, 104.5 degree. Okay. So next question is, which of the following is not an inert chemical element? So in periodic table chapter also we have seen that chlorine is not a chemically inert element. It is a very reactive and electronegative element. So out of neon, argon, krypton, option D, chlorine is the correct answer. So in today's lesson we have covered all these topics. Thank you so much for watching this video.